we need to talk about what's happening to decentralized science. Right now, I'm on CoinGecko, and you can see the total market cap for the category known as DeSci is sitting at $500 million, which is literally cut in half from the last time I feel like we were addressing all of decentralized science. So I want to talk about it. I want to show you guys a sea of red and kind of give you my thoughts going forward. First of all, welcome back. I know it's been a minute since I've made a video, and I'm not saying that the market's been crashing the entire time I haven't been making content, but I'm just going to say that it's a weird coincidence that as soon as I stop making videos regularly, decentralized science gets cut in half. So, oh my god, it's been a sea of red. Especially the last 7 days, you can look. There's 18% negative move on Track, which CoinGecko says is the largest DeSci project in the entire market right now. We can go down the list. This is sorted by market cap, and you really see that most of the true DeSci plays, the ones that we focus on at least, like VitaDAO, HBO, Axon, HairDAO, Research Coin, a lot of these coins aren't above $30 million anymore. They're literally down significantly. We were starting to approach 100 million for some of these coins, and it's just been a sea of red, an absolute bloodbath. And so I have a few coins that are pulled up right now in these tabs, which I want to just address and talk about and kind of give my thoughts on everything. The only coin over the last 7 days that is up is Etika. I'm sure I'm butchering that name, ETI, which I know I saw a lot of people talking about it months ago when I first started making content about decentralized science. And it looks like, at least on this 7 day chart, that it's really just the last 24 hours or so that have seen a massive spike for that. So there must be some kind of news. But the market cap again is only 400,000. Oh my god, this space is tiny. This space is absolutely tiny. And so when you see stuff like that, you got to expect a little bit of volatility, especially when you acknowledge the fact that Bitcoin right now is scaring the pants off of everyone in the crypto market. I mean, we were range bound between kind of 60,000 and 74,000 for really like 6 months. When did we enter this range? We entered this range back in February. And so from February until now, it has been 131 days of just sideways movement. We were higher 131 days ago than we are right now in the price of Bitcoin. And so you have to take that into account that ultimately, while Bitcoin is the dominant player in the entire crypto market, let's BTC.D if you ever want to check out the dominance, you can see Bitcoin makes up 54.7% of the entire crypto market. So while that remains the case, which for the foreseeable future, it looks like it will likely remain the case, wherever Bitcoin goes, everything else is just going to follow. And so Bitcoin, there we go, I logged myself out of it. Bitcoin, as it's starting to trend down, as it started to break that support and confirm that it broke that support, as it starts to break below all of the moving averages that I personally pay attention to on the daily time frame, you start to notice that, hey, we're in a little bit of uncharted, scary territory for Bitcoin right now. A lot of speculation as to where it's going to head downwards to. I think nobody knows. I think it's literally anyone's best guess. I'm seeing people say right around here is the next region of support, so that $44,000 area, which would be another 22% drop for Bitcoin, which is pretty scary. I will draw your attention to one previous area in which we did something very similar just a year ago, almost to date a year ago in the entire crypto market. So if you look, Bitcoin was range bound here from March until until August. So about 153 days before Bitcoin then broke below this 200-day moving average, where it consolidated for another like month or two and then continued the bull market rally. I think that that setup looks remarkably similar to what we're experiencing right now. And so I don't want to just fill your guys' ears with hopium and just say that everything's going to bounce from here and go up, because nobody really knows. Ultimately, I think we all know where the long-term direction of Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market is headed. And so this right now, what we're going through is just prolonging the bull run, which is best for us, because if you have a reliable income, you can continue to DCA into some of the top plays that fit your thesis or your narrative for this cycle. For me personally, that's decentralized science. So that's pretty much my game plan for everything, but I want to address some of these charts and just kind of walk you through what's happening to each chart here. So first up, we got VitaDAO. VitaDAO is one of the largest BioDAOs in all of decentralized science. I think it actually is. They've launched a couple biotech companies. Now, these companies could one day IPO on the stock market, But for now, they're not. For now, they're just trying to find their routing and they're just trying to get everything going. But it is sitting currently at $1.60. It was previously up around $4 before all of this downward momentum started coming in. So over the last 200 days, holy shit, it is down 60%. That is not fun. That is not fun at all. However, if you are someone who believes in the whole mission of decentralized science, VitaDAO is one of those coins that needs to be in your portfolio. That's not financial advice. That's just my 2 cents on the subject. VitaDAO is one of the industry leaders. Who knows if it will stay that way or if they'll get phased out over time by something like Research Hub. Research Hub is Brian Armstrong's project. So ultimately, if you're going to bet on something in DeSci, it's probably going to be something related to Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, because he has an unlimited fountain of money. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. He's not going to let this thing fail. He may not be super into it right now, but you have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. He's, I'm sure, still taking weekly meetings with the entire team and continuing to progress the entire space forward with his involvement in the space. But this is something that we had called out last year, actually. I think it was, I don't remember where it was last year, but it was before this massive rally and this massive spike that we saw with Research Hub. And now it's starting to fall back down. So if you watched it run aggressively from 1 penny all the way up to $1, and you did not have the opportunity to get into any of these DeSci projects, now as they're starting to fall off a cliff, and as they have come down something like 80%, 85%, now's your opportunity to be paying attention to see if there's a better opportunity to buy in. I will address the elephant in the room here and explain that, like, it's falling off a cliff right now, and it's still in free fall. It is still actively just trending down. We see no signs of life from it yet, and nothing is starting to bounce or grab on when it comes to Research Hub or Research Coin. So the price is still just trending down. The similar, if not worse, fate for Data Lake, again, one of the large players in the space of decentralized science. We saw that initial spike, and then it fell off, and then we called it. I think it was right around here that we started talking about Data Lake, $140,000 market cap. It's currently sitting at a $5 million market cap, and it is still just continuing to bleed. You're going to see a pretty common theme here across all of the DeSci projects is that they literally are shit in the bed right now. Nothing fundamentally has depreciated. It's just that the price of the coin has depreciated because Bitcoin's not rallying. Axon DAO, same exact story. I would argue it's showing a little bit more support than some of the other projects out there. And that has a lot to do with the fact that Axon is paying to get put in the spotlight. And good. That's how the entire game works. Literally the entire game. If you could build the coolest thing in the entire world, but if nobody knows that you're building it, then it actually doesn't matter, which is why you need to have some marketing strategy. And Axon has a marketing strategy. I will say Noble Blocks also has a marketing strategy, as I'm in the team, I'm part of the team, and I have a very good understanding of what's going on with Noble Blocks, but that doesn't matter right now because the price just continues to tank and tank and tank, especially after that hack. So everything looked really good for Noble Blocks price wise. Then the hack happened, and we saw that massive, obvious, huge dilution event that took place. And we actually wicked down even further than this, and then rallied back up and have just kind of been bleeding for a little bit. I firmly believe that Noble Blocks is my largest holding in all of crypto, actually. I firmly believe that this sitting at a $469,000 market cap, which I don't believe is accurate. I believe it's 1.5 million, give or take, because they're not taking into account the dilution that took place from the hack. Regardless, I think it's actually disgustingly underpriced for where it's going to be 6 months, a year from now, once we see that Bitcoin does not just go down to zero. Like, we've seen this before over and over and over again. Every single cycle, we have a lot of choppiness before we have the second leg, the second rally. We saw the first rally in Bitcoin, then we see a bunch of choppiness, and then sometime in 2025, we see that blow off top every single time. And so I'm betting on that continuing to be the case, and I'm betting on companies and projects like Noble Blocks, which are fundamentally getting stronger by the day. Literally by the day, they are fundamentally improving upon themselves. The market just doesn't know because they can't know. They can't know until it actually is released and they can actually get metrics to see how much everything has progressed behind the scenes. I do know. And so I'm confident holding, despite the chart looking like that. I am all of my decentralized science plays because I know where the industry is headed over time. I do. And this rally that we had with Bitcoin is not of everything. It is literally just the halfway point. We have all of this going to happen one more time, hopefully, barring any massive catastrophic event, but I'm not going to plan for black swans. Black swans are just whatever happens. Black swans are black swans. You can never expect what it's actually going to be. Some of the other, I got three more projects in here to showcase that even the largest of large caps when it comes to decentralized science have not been doing well. It's not just the small ones, the speculative ones, the Noble Blocks and the Lake and the Research Coin and the V. It's everything. Everything in this category. We even have Hippocrat, which is a $40 million project. Hippocrat has some of the strongest fundamentals out there. They literally, I have a whole video on it where I interviewed someone from the team explaining the entire use case. They have such a strong foundation, and yet they are also just straight down. That's just the market environment that we're in. Then we got Private AI. Private AI is someone that actually they just recently launched their coin not that long ago, and since launch, it's kind of just been selling off. And it's unfortunate, but again, it's just the environment of the market that we're in right now. And I did cut off this initial huge spike because I don't like showing that. That was not an actual listing price. The actual data from it is chilling down here around $1. And so that puts it at a $33 million market cap. Again, these are all so tiny, it's not even funny. The only one that shows some kind of strength here is Dynex. And Dynex is interesting. Same with Private AI, actually, because these two projects are not directly involved in research or like biotech, whereas almost all the others are directly involved in biotech. Private AI is artificial intelligence to help with knowledge graphs and a litany of other things to do with research papers, which low-key Private AI and Noble Blocks and Research Coin should all pair together, since I think Private AI would do really well integrated into both of these, but that's something I should discuss with the founders, not you guys. Although you guys should know that maybe I might try and make that connection actually happen. The other thing is Dynex, which is quantum computing cloud. So it enables AI, it enables a lot of different things. It's like Render, but with quantum computing, and so it's a million times stronger and more powerful. This is the max chart, and so they've rallied a lot and they've maintained a lot of that price action, but they did peak out back in November of last year. And so it's really just been downward movement for the entire year, all of 2024, realistically. And I want to conclude here with something that is important for all of you guys to actually pay attention to. I know I'm chilling in like a little greenhouse right now and I'm starting to sweat a little bit, and hopefully the audio works appropriately right now. But ultimately, like I said, we all know where Bitcoin is headed over the next 12 months. And this time in the market does two things. It weeds out the paper-handed people, the people that don't have high conviction in what they're holding and are just here not understanding what's actually happening behind the scenes, and rather just trying to get in and out of meme coins and make a quick buck, which is fine. I do it too. It's fun. But at the end of the day, you have to root yourself in the fundamentals of the entire movement, in the entire narrative behind what's powering all of these possibilities. Meme coins would not be possible without the tech. And this tech enables significantly more than just meme coins and just speculating on financial instruments. This tech opens an entire new economy at scale. One of those economies at scale, I believe, is decentralized science. And I think there are a lot of people that once they realize what's happening right now are going to come in and wish that they were sitting in your seat right now getting ranted to by a random dude with a shitty camera in a greenhouse trying to explain to them how important this movement is and how big it is actually going to be over the long term. You have to have two portfolios. You have to have your speculative trading portfolio and you have to have your long-term investment portfolio. Decentralized science is the root of my long-term investment portfolio because, again, the entire market cap of the entire space is $500 million. You fast forward, I think, 12 months from now, and we will have many coins above $500 million in market cap. The entire sector is going to be 50 to 100 times bigger. let alone 5 years from now. But I don't want to look out that far right now. This is just to give you guys a little bit of hopium right now and hopefully root yourself back into why you even got into it in the first place. You have to have that conviction. You have to have a proper mindset. Time's your most valuable asset. Hopefully, this was worth investing it into, and I will see you guys in the next video.